Welcome to Cascadia Coast News. It is January 17th, 2025. We got some breaking news coming out of California, in Monterey, California. The Moss power plant where they store the lithium ion batteries has caught fire, and there's been some evacuation orders. But before we get into this, I'm just going to say this. This is very, very suspicious considering uh, you got the LA water wildfires already going on, and we got Trump's inauguration here in 3 days. And on top of that, you got terrorist threats going on in our country. This just seems kind of manufactured to me, but I am a very suspicious person in the first place. I I do not trust anybody, especially government and mainstream media. Um, I'm the type of person that their situational awareness is top notch. I am always looking around my surroundings. Uh, but with that said, there's some things that I found out last night about the water usage in California, especially Southern California. Now, I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but back in 1994, there was the Monterey secret meeting, which uh, created the Monterey Amendments. Now, this is kind of strange that the same place where these secret meetings took place back in 1994 is the same place where this ion lithium battery plant just caught fire. I don't know. Is there uh, any connection between these two things? Is it the same people who have the secret meeting in charge of these things? I don't know. It's just some food for thought. Anyways, if you look up the 1994 secret meeting, it brings up this couple, and it's Linda and Stuart Resnick, and they are the owners of the Wonderful Company, which produce things like the Wonderful Pistachios. They also are POM water, or I think that's actually pomegranate juice, and also Fiji water, which I'm going to do another video on these things later on. But this company, the company itself is worth $5 billion, and they have a total net worth of over $8 billion. But back in 1994, there was a secret meeting between, I think it was between, I'll read this and then I'll go into this article from a more perfect union here in a minute. But anyways, in 1994, Stuart and Linda Resnick, a billionaire couple, held a series of meetings that gave them control over California's public water supply. The Resnicks are the owners of the Wonderful Company, which owns brands like POM and Fiji Water, and a host of other things that they own. The Resnick's actions have been criticized by some who say they took advantage of taxpayers who paid for the water system. This water system was paid for by the taxpayers, of course, as is everything else. It was like $100 to $200 million that the taxpayers paid for this to make this water reserve. Some have accused the Resnicks of hoarding water and making it harder for firefighters to fight wildfires. However, some say these claims are false. Now, the ones who are saying these things are false are news agencies such as CNN or MSNBC or all the corporate media outlets. They would want you to believe, and I'd take anything they say with a grain of salt, because we saw what happened when Trump was running for president of the United States. The lies that they put into people's heads, that he's Hitler, and all this rhetoric that is just very dangerous for a free country. So anything they send these fact checkers out, right? And they fact check things, but really what they're doing is they're trying to water down what the truth actually is. They're trying to get you to think that, oh, these are just conspiracy theories. These things ain't true. Kind of like when they say that it's a conspiracy theory to think that there's a one world government being formed right now as we speak, which, if you have your head out of your ass, you know for a fact that that is exactly what is going on, is a one world government. They have been calling for it since the 30s, maybe even before that. But it was especially apparent with Barack Obama and George Bush Sr. But anyways, the Resnicks own land in the Sam Yolkin, I don't know if I even said that right, Valley, but the land is agricultural water districts that have contracts with the state or federal government. The contracts specify how and where the water can be used. And these people own, I think, like 60% of these water reserves. And these water reserves are set aside for years of drought. And when the people of Los Angeles and Southern California were in the severe drought from like 2022, they couldn't even use outside water more than once a week. But these people were able to water their massive farms for their wonderful company. But I'm not going to go into much of this right now. I just want to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Did they have anything to do, I mean, not directly, but as a consequence of them hoarding water for themselves and their wonderful company, because it's obvious that this was going on, was this a major contributor to the Los Angeles wildfires? I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And if these videos help you out, please like and subscribe to this channel. I am trying to make an actual news channel because investigative journalism is my life. Spreading the truth to people is my life. It's my passion. I love to do it. I don't want anybody to be deceived. So when you come to Cascadia Coast News, you know for a fact, 100% certain, that you're getting true news. So we're going to watch this Moss Landing fire from KSBW Action News.
Breaking news from KSBW Action News 8.
Breaking news out of Moss Landing tonight.
There is a fire at the Vista Energy facility there. It's a natural gas power plant as well as an ion battery storage system. And this thing escalated really quickly.
So initial word, as we take Action News 8 reporter Felix Cortez, initial word came out about 4 o'clock with a fire. And then, Felix, you got there. There was just a little bit of smoke. It seemed to be faded. And then over the past 45 minutes, this thing has gone crazy.
It has exploded.
I mean, look, I'm going to get out of the shot. Look at this. With 5 o'clock, Dan, you and I were talking at 5 o'clock, clear sky, no smoke coming out of those vents. This is the scene now over here at the Vistra energy storage facility at the former Moss Landing power plant. This thing is exploding. Look at that. It's just lighting up the night sky, and there's a huge plume of smoke over here. That advisory they issued earlier, that's definitely going to have to change. Because if you recall, back in 2-3 years ago, they had a fire at the PG&E Tesla facility that forced the closure of Highway 1 and a shelter-in-place order. As far as we know, that has not been issued at this time. And this fire is much worse than what we saw back then when they closed the highway. And oh my God, look at that! Look at that! And just a short while ago. Okay, now we have a lot of crews. There's no sirens, but flashing lights. Pan to your left. Salinas Fire on their way. Okay, get back on the fire. Look at that.
Yeah, Felix, this is actually visible from all over.
We've been.
Go ahead.
No, we've been told that a short while ago that we're standing on private property. We've been told to leave. I'm going to have to find another vantage point, and I don't mind doing that because I don't feel safe this close to this facility. But look at that. Incredible.
This is a natural gas
That's a
facility.
Vistra.
There's a natural gas facility, but this fire, as I understand, Felix, is burning in the battery storage area, which brings in a whole different dimension because we're talking about burning lithium-ion batteries, which can produce toxic fumes. That is why, Felix, they issued that order just a short time ago.
Yeah, that's and as I say, just the extent of what we're seeing now, that it cannot be an advisory. This thing needs people. I mean, just looking at this. I mean, if I'm looking at this, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sheltering in place. I'm closing my windows, and I'm clearly staying away from this area, as they are being told to do. Stay away from this area. I wouldn't be surprised that it's a matter of time, a matter of minutes before they close the highway, just to allow some access in here. Oh, and pan to your left, Andy. We got the hazmat unit rolling up right here.
This is the second hazmat unit that has been brought in.
Toxins. Yeah, they're probably going to check for toxins in the air, just check the air quality. As you and Gina were talking about earlier, Dan, fortunately, the winds are not, I mean, there's hardly any wind right now.
If you think what's happening in California...
Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. It's kind of coincidental that this is happening 3 days before Trump is inaugurated, and you got the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security saying that there are going to be copycat terrorists, sleeper cells all across the United States, copying the New Orleans attack, using vehicles or any other means that they can use to cause mass casualty events. And then you got the Los Angeles wildfire, burnt the whole Palisades to the ground. And we already know that they did not want Trump being president again. They said that he was not deserving of being in the White House ever again because he's a felon. You know, and I'm actually creating a documentary on what happened during the Trump hearings and what the actual truth to that matter is. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm going to sign out. I'd love to know what you guys think of this. Just please in the comments, and y'all have a good day.